Good afternoon. We're at the Hunter property. We're going to be completing a repairability test on the back slope, which is southwest. We have this damaged shingle here that we'll complete the repair test on. I've identified the damaged one with an X and then marked up all of the surrounding shingles around that damaged one. I'll give you an overview of all of those surrounding shingles before we get started, all of which could potentially be damaged during the repair test. And so I'll show you the condition of all those surrounding shingles once we're finished. Show you the results. I'll be using a roof snake, putty knife, flat bar, and hammer. We'll get started with this putty knife. We'll use it to unseal shingle 7 there, the top shingle. And we'll use the flat bar to unseal the lower shingles here. We'll see how those two different tools affect the shingles differently. Now we'll start removing these nails. Alright, that should be all of the nails. So to give us the most accurate results as to whether or not this roof is repairable, we'll do all the same motions, manipulate the shingles the same way you would for an actual repair. So we slid that damaged shingle out. We'll go ahead and slide it back in now. And that'll give us the same results as if this were a repair. Now we'll start getting some nails back in there. We'll be utilizing the roof snake for that. Alright, we're all complete with the repairability test. I'll show you the results now. I'll give you another overview of all of those surrounding shingles. And we'll take a closer look at these tabs right above the damaged shingle. You can see some stress fracturing along these tabs. You can see that all across there, where that matting on the shingle was fractured. Broke right towards the middle there, just from being lifted up. We can see that bend in the shingle from the side. You can see that real easily where the broken matting is, allowing it to look more creased rather than a smooth curve. So you can see that sharp bend from the stress fracture there. Same thing on this one, all across there. Give you another side view of that. All across there. All of those shingles with the stress fractures, like I said, it breaks that matting on the shingle, which damages the integrity of the shingle, and it also affects its water shedding capabilities. Those stress fractures are going to allow for these shingles to not be used the way that they were designed to. They're in a worse condition than they previously were from those stress fractures as a result from the repairability test. And then we'll take a look at any mat transfer. You can see some chunks right there. Saw this one when removing the nail. We can see a rip or tear in the side of that shingle there where that nail was. It's also damaging the shingles. Got some mat transfer along here. You can see some exposed fiberglass right there as a result from that mat transfer. So we can see that's also damaging the integrity of the shingles, and it's going to make it more difficult for the shingles to reseal down properly once repairs have been made. See some more mat transfer along there. And some pretty bad mat transfer there. You can see a lot of exposed fiberglass showing through there as well. So we can see mat transfer up along here. Then we had some along the lower slope here or the lower shingles here, number 5. So we can see either tool that's used, since we used the putty knife to unseal the top here, and then the flat bar to unseal these. Either tool that's used, we can see, is going to cause some form of mat transfer, so no way of getting around that. So with all that mat transfer and those stress fractures caused to those surrounding shingles, those are all going to be potential leak hazards. And you can see the wind damage on this roof is pretty widespread. Got it all over this back slope here, that one there, all over every slope. We can see some wind damage all over. So I do not believe that repairs are feasible, as we can see the results from this repair test, leaving those shingles in worse condition than they previously were, damaged, and they are potential leak hazards. And we can see an additional 3 shingles. We got 6, 5, and 7 additional 3 shingles damaged just from repairing 1 wind damaged shingle. And I do not believe that that would be indemnification, leaving them with 3 additionally damaged shingles. And if repairs were to be made looking like this homeowner would have potential leak hazards all over their roof. So with all of that being said, I do not believe the roof is repairable. And I'll go ahead and chalk up all those damages and get some better pictures of those. Thank you for your time.